Hello my loves, welcome in to all the cherubim. I've missed you guys. I've had a little bit of a break today, but I've just got a new deck through the post which I'm hoping you guys will really love. So I've got a lot of crazy random decks on the table today, so I'm gonna just really go with the flow here and see what's coming out, okay? Because I've got like random ones that I've made myself. I say random, these are like channeled decks that I've made, and then one that I've just bought, just got it through in the post like really quickly. So I keep ordering things and they turn up literally the next day. I'm like, wow, that was quick. So yeah, maybe I'm speeding up my manifestations, who knows, or the postal service is working well for me. So I'm going to zone into the energies. I'm going to invite in my spirit guides, Mexalavwepta, ancestral guidance, Archangel Michael, and all the other angels. I'm going to invite in all my ancient allies, Sekhmet Bastet. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for blessing this reading with your spiritual warfare ways. And I want to invite in any relatives, ancestors, beautiful beings, higher beings, alien beings, any beings with a loving heart who want to impart messages through my vessel. I'm open to your messages, my loves, and thank you in advance for your assistance with helping me guide the cherubim. And, you know, we guide each other, guys. We guide each other, okay? We're all in this together. Ooh, and some of the comments I get, we're all activating each other all the time, you know, and it's not a process that ever ends, all right? We're here to constantly, you know, create and evoke. We constantly magnetize things from one another. So I'm really blown away with the connection we've built up. It's really beautiful, and I find it so amazing. I never cease to be amazed by the beauty of the orchestration of the universe, right? Okay, wow. Okay, so it's going romantic here. We've got dissolving blueprints, which is, you know, getting out of thought patterns and, you know, coming out of certain realms of the mind, essentially. That's how we dissolve our blueprints. We refocus elsewhere and we replace through our force of will, through understanding that we deserve to be on a good frequency within our mind as often as possible, and that also conjures beautiful things, because when we put ourselves in a beautiful space of the mind, when we find something to feel appreciative of or something positive to focus on, it pulls us into those heavenly streams of consciousness, and they are infinite. There are so many different versions of what they call heaven or high vibration. And so we're getting out of thought patterns and processes that could pull us down into a lower state of being. And, you know, we've got Isis and Osiris blueprint coming out. You find pieces of me everywhere, in other people, places, relics and scenes. Follow the pieces and you will find me. So when you're on a blueprint for a divine connection, you just know it from a very young age. You know, we can find the world very distracting with the way things are done on, you know, TV and stuff. We're all trying to do our best with the information available. But I'm getting that someone's had a sense that you were made for a very devoted connection from a very young age. We've got yin and yang. Our energy combined will raise the frequency of all that is. And they want me to mention the natural remedy card coming out behind this. Botanics, herbs, tinctures and balms. There's a real ancient level here. So someone's getting alchemical with their natural remedies. I'm getting a skin cream someone might be making, or someone could be thinking about doing a natural business, you know, a beautiful, familial, sovereign business. And I'm getting that you're the sort of person that creates a business, and you know how you want to be treated when you do business with people, and you've got that lovely realness level going on where you understand that all human exchange should be respectful. So I feel like someone's thinking of starting a beautiful type business that will really uplift someone or uplift the paradigm, and, you know, it's gorgeous. I'm getting quite a really lovely 1920s kind of Harry Potter kind of apothecarial kind of natural, you know, natural remedy, tropical. I'm getting a tropical energy, so you could be bringing your family's tropical ways into some sort of business somehow. And that might be, you know, that doesn't have to be skincare, but I feel like someone's really getting botanical with something they're creating, some beautiful business. So this is a heads up from the universe. That's a beautiful idea. But this is about something else. This is about someone's love pathway, okay? And, you know, we really do, in our consciousness, as we go through life, we notice things we love in people that remind us of that one being. So because we live in a law of one universe, it's like other people can give us messages from our anima or our animus, or the other half of our higher self, or from the soulmate that we've got a contract with. We're going to naturally recognize that energy in other people. That's why it can be quite hard when we meet someone who's so similar to the person we're going to end up combining with as the one, right? When we've had a relationship with someone who was so similar to them, it can feel like we lost the one, but we didn't really. It's just that they activated a blueprint within us because they were so similar to the person we're going to eventually combine our life with. So I feel like you're realizing the difference. Maybe you had some situation that could be labeled as karmic, or could be labeled as whatever, but you know, you're dissolving that blueprint, and you're realizing that the real one for you couldn't have treated you like that, or something like that. Okay, you're realizing that almost doesn't count, and that there is still this beautiful blueprint, this beautiful relationship for you to go towards. We've got the Strength card on the deck, and this is the new deck I've just got through, and these cards are absolutely apothecarial. They're so beautiful. We've got Mischief here, and we've got 3 cats on the card. So I feel like maybe there's been a little bit of confusion for someone in dealing with potentially romantic relationships, maybe dating, and it gets murky. Okay, I say murky, it gets confusing, because so many people can remind us of our animus, we see, or our anima, or whatever. We see bits of the person we're destined to be with in so many other people that it gets confusing. We can get a little bit attached, especially when we've been, you know, in the apocalypse of, you know, Earth. It feels like that to the sensual, beautiful cherubim who just wants to be, I'm hearing, erotically devoured by the other. You know, eroticism is the eros, it's the Venus energy, and we all crave that. All right, and it's perfectly normal to crave that. And you know, I feel like we all kind of are looking for that, you know. So there could be some tangles of energy where you're seeing your person's energy in other beings, but they want you to know that you coming across energy that reminds you of the person who's blueprinted for you, who is held in escrow for you, who you've planned to re-meet up with. It is leading you towards them. That's how you know you're nearly with the one you love, because there's so many signs that they are in other people. Okay, you could find you know, humans spread each other messages, whether it's a smile here and there, everything's connected. So I feel like there's something about, you know, you getting a little bit, I mean, this Mischief card is a cute card, okay, because it reminds us to be playful. It reminds us to not take everything too seriously. We've got passion here, and we've got the card for the summer. So there could be a fling that's like a rest stop for you on the way to the one. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that in the slightest. You know, our lovers, our true lovers, they know we're human. They know we need comfort, and they like it when we indulge and, you know, become pleasured. 5th house energy, okay? They want us to be comforted on our journey towards them. They're not going to punish us for having a fling before we meet them, because they understand on a psychic higher self level that fling or that person brought you closer to them. All right, so it's all magnetism. We're all helping each other along the road, right? So something about that here. And we've got Grief underneath the Strength card. So I feel like this summer is going to be very transformative for you, because you're transforming your mind when it comes to dealing with some old situation, something that, you know, moved you deeply, okay, something really meaningful, but you're transforming out of this now, okay. And I'm getting this strong, heavy thought pathway with this Isis and Osiris blueprint, where you're really creating a mega tunnel. It's like your consciousness is so devoted to this idea of this beautiful divine connection that you're creating that. And it's a beautiful, solid, ancient pathway, because when we're that devoted, we take it to the base of the pyramid, and it's so solid and it's so ancient. So you're creating from that level of consciousness here. We've got the Bear energy, okay, which is all about having been in slumber, you know, having been maybe not living life to the fullest, but maybe in a state of recovery or hibernation. And it looks to me like you're figuring out which way to, you know, play with your alchemical energy here, what to alchemize, what actions to take, because this snake, it's very much a Kundalini energy card here, you know, creative. And actually, I say Kundalini, but this is a very sacral chakra card, like you're deciding what potions to pull up in your soul, what energies to really move forward with when you sort of emerge from a certain state of consciousness. So you may have spent a lot of time indoors, you may not have. You can go to work every day, and even, you know, you could be out partying and still be in a state of hibernation, because, you know, you're kind of maybe taking a back seat energetically and just going with the flow. But here I see you kind of coming into more of a powerful energy and revealing yourself. There's something about you revealing another layer of yourself, and something about this passion that's going to pull it out of you. So this could be a sign for some people to be open to those random, sporadic, playful connections on your way to the one. Even though I know I'm so devoted, I'm very staunch, you know, I'm not really like that, but that's the blueprint I'm on. But for someone here, there's some fun to be had this summer, okay? Lots of cuteness that's going to help you transmute out of this bear energy and really, really kind of embrace your potential, okay? I'm feeling powerful, you know, deity energies involved in this, okay? So you're accessing via your consciousness a beautiful vat of new energy, new fiery energy. It could be really important. Again, there's this sense of us sort of letting the dampness dry out of our soul and really allowing ourselves to embrace the fire energy, get hotter, and, you know, feel that passion, feel that burn, feel that lovely, lovely fiery energy. We've got Ariadne, mistress of the labyrinth. My soul knows the way, and the only way out is through. So for some of you, you have got connections to go through and energetic packages to pick up off of people. This is 5th house energy. So there are some playful packages for you to pick up in your 5th house energies before you get to the 6th house, which would be your work and something you're creating. And then you will move on to your 7th house. But they're saying, you know, to be devoted to the one, you've got to be devoted to yourself first and go through your 5th house energy. So for someone out there, don't be afraid to, you know, have a fling, or be aware that sometimes the flings are so valuable, right? And, you know, human bonds are human bonds, and those 5th house energies are very special too, and there's energies for you to pick up on. Okay, so we've got Anandamayi Ma, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Wow. So this is the higher self, and she's got this beautiful symbolic sun around her here, brought into physical format. You know, I've seen people who own mirrors with this kind of border on them, you know, and yeah, this is lovely. I would say you're really zoning into life from a non-physical perspective and merging the two together, the yin and the yang here. So this is self-mastery. This is you getting into that state of being where you really realize you're the creator, director, scripter, and just being an alchemical guru, okay? If I pull tarot, I'd be very surprised if the magician card didn't come out. Tarantula energy. This is dissolving the lower vibrational storylines, those ones we call ancestral trauma, or, you know, 3D, you know, and again with the labyrinth, this is you making your way out of those 3D storylines. You know, those more sorrowful, the more sad storylines, you know, the storylines that get us emotional. And, you know, we've got grief on the table here. So this is you moving your mind out of those things, transmuting the energy. You're not escaping it, but you are becoming conscious here. You're becoming conscious of the mechanisms of the universe and the stories that give us the ability to take so much from them. You know, real good lessons and gems. And yeah, it's very emotional life down here. We chose to play with these levels of emotion, the sadness and the pain, and we see that as a gift from the non-physical perspective, because we know how precious it is to be able to infuse our consciousness into a vessel and feel things, because we've got the flesh and the bones, and, you know, it makes it so real. We are realizing ourselves in new and unique ways every minute of every day, and I feel like you're finding some beauty in that, you know, which is helping you transmute your way through some sort of grief. Yeah, we've got Venus here underneath the summer card, so, and we've got the sun here, and we've got the moon here. So there's going to be some sort of balance. I feel like you're going to be exchanging blueprints. No, let me put it a different way. You're going to be exchanging potions with somebody who is contracted in, or, you know, there's some sort of arrangement being made for you to meet someone with a 5th house energy that's playful and flirtatious and gorgeous. Okay, so this would be Again, this energy always reminds me of the 1920s, because for me, my 5th house energies, when I had lives back then, people were so affectionate to their friends, and they could have lovers and really respect their lovers, and it was a deep connection. What is it, sapiosexual, that mind-to-mind connectivity. So there's something in here for someone about the 5th house. I feel like someone's going to pull you out of your 5th house, or join you in your 5th house and pull you out of your slumber. There we go. That's putting it a bit better here. So yeah, the moon energy, I feel like you've got to embrace this pathway and follow the light where it takes you, okay? And we've got a tree on this moon card. So what they're telling me is, if that's your tree of life right now, there's some fruit to be grown, and it will be grown from your new connections, your new passionate flings and partying and, you know, light-hearted, playful, getting to know yourself energies. That's what the 5th house is all about. It's getting to know yourself through play. And we are the cherubim. We're supposed to be able to play with other adults. We're not supposed to turn that off when we get older and more self-conscious. So there's something here with the conscious where you're losing self-consciousness and becoming aware of some sort of loving elixir. Okay, so love doesn't have to be full-on devotion. Yeah, there are those of us who want an empire. We want the Empress, Emperor, Empire. That's the blueprints I run on. Isis, Osiris. But you're on your way to that. But there's a little, you know, you could have a little holiday stop on the way to that, is what they want me to tell you. Okay, High Priestess. There we go. So again, that energy of you merging your non-physical nature with your physical human nature, becoming very aware of your immortal state of being. And again, I feel like you're having fun with the labyrinths, okay? You're having fun with dealing, even when you're in a 3D situation, even when you're around people who operate at that level. I can be a bit, you know, I can be a bit deep with that stuff, and a lot of you are helping pull me up to a more uplifted state, because I'm used to being on the battleground. I'm like an old war veteran, okay? I'll be totally honest about that. I'm proper like PTSD. I'm getting out of it, you know. It's like realigning my mind with, you know, higher vibrational mindsets, and you guys are helping me do that. But like, yeah, I feel like you're someone who takes it all with a pinch of salt. You're like, you know what, I saw so much value in this, and I do too. But sometimes when I speak on my channel, it seems like I'm being a bit too critical of narcs. But that's because they've tried to destroy me my whole life, and I'm human too, you know, and I literally have to, you know, hold my ground against them. But I don't know if that was meant to come out, or that was me, you know, channeling my own energy, and as I was speaking about the bloody narcs. But anyway, let's leave it on the table just in case here, okay? Because again, passion and mischief and the devil, you know, it's sometimes those lovable rogues are very lovable, and sometimes we just have to pick up on the energies they have to gift to us. Sometimes it's a good thing when we meet someone who we can have a fling with. And yeah, part of us could see them as an asshole. If we expect them to be the Osiris to our Isis, then yeah, they'll come across as an asshole when we mistake them as the one. But if we know what they are ahead of time, and we don't have unrealistic expectations just because they remind us of the one we're going to end up with, then we can maximize their lovable rogue ways. And you know what the universe does with these storylines? They make it so perfect so we can have our fling. We exchange energies with each other. We help evolve and expand each other's inner worlds. And then we let go and we accept that they were never the one. And, you know, we love them as they were, you know, for who they were and for what they gave us. And we take the bounty from that beautiful storyline and we put it in its proper place in our mind. So I feel like there's something about that here. I feel like that devil did actually flow in at the perfect time. So something's about to be unleashed in somebody. All right, or they want you to be open to this, because you can dissolve a lot of karmic blueprints, get yourself out of certain storylines. There's no skipping steps, so we actually have to find love in our hearts when we are, you know, in a storyline. To shift ourselves out of that, we've got to find the key out. That's why I have a key on my table. We're constantly trying to unlock our mind to get to better mindsets, and we do that by tuning our understanding and finding compassion and empathy in whatever situation. And some of these situations will really challenge us to find compassion and empathy, but the quicker we find it, the better, because then we unlock ourselves from our own prison of the mind, you know, and we find some level of understanding which transmutes our whole timeline. The consciousness creates the timeline. So sometimes we've got to, you know, find a way, find an escape hatch out of our own mindset, you know, out of repetition or whatever the case may be. Six of Cups here, okay? So this is you kind of seeing the past through a different lens of consciousness and seeing what it brought you in terms of the bounty and understanding your own soul, understanding your own nature. There we go, Queen of Pentacles. So you're seeing how, I feel like you're seeing yourself as like a cosmic actor on a beautiful spiritual level, and realizing, wow, these situations really brought so much of me onto the cosmic stage. It conjured out so much of my inner potions and let me get to know myself so well that I could not help but get value from any situation. So someone's going through this real epiphany level where you're like, whoa, I'm starting to realize all the potions I get from these situations, and knowing myself better and aligning myself more, refining my focus, because every situation helps us to narrow ourselves down enough to, it gets us to that Ace of Swords where we know who we are so much better that we can focus our will and our intent on, you know, what we really truly want. So these are all defining situations, and you're realizing that some situation helps you really define who you are. Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this potential with this snake energy is really going to bring you some bounty, you know. So this is about you getting excited about your ideas and planning out those businesses and knowing that you're a sovereign being who has a lot to offer people, and your alchemy is so beautiful. And this is the internal guardian of the soul with the Queen of Pentacles as well. She's very nature based, and she's very, I'm hearing medicine woman. She's a healer, really, the Queen of Pentacles. Her juju and her energy and her beautiful elixir of the soul that she flows around the magnetic fields of her children and her people. You know, and this could be a man with this energy, you know, it doesn't matter. This is a healing, maternal energy, Capricorn energy, but also Virgo and Taurus. Those earthy, beautiful, homely energies could be really important, and you could be spreading that energy to people who aren't necessarily in your home, but realizing that the human family needs nurturing, and they need people to be patient and loving and kind, and we need to be able to understand even the most heinous of beings. To be able to transmute our consciousness back to a level of love, we need to understand. So this is looking beautiful. I'm gonna pull some oracles and see what else is happening. So this is a random one. I thought I'd come on here and you know, just use the new deck and see how it spoke to us, you know. So summertime, I feel like you're becoming conscious here of really making the most of summer somehow, with Venus energy showing up on the table, and you want to be as loving of the season as you possibly can be. I'm hearing summer solstice could be really important to you, you know, where that sun kind of hangs in the sky for a few days. It affects our consciousness when that happens, and we relax in the infinity of our being. So summer solstice could be really important, worshipping through the way you live your life. And this doesn't have to be you actually going to a solstice festival, although you could be, but this is just maximizing your own consciousness during the summer period in a very passionate, beautiful, playful way. Got valiant courage, take action with passions. That's passion again on the table here. Okay, let's have a look. One more of these, and I'll get two of these other ones. The wisdom of the oracle, love it. Okay, show me. These are quite clunky, these cards. Okay, discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. And this is you discovering something about yourself, something wonderful about yourself, something you're really good at. You're discovering the power of your own internal endless connection to source energy. We don't run out of potions. Okay, the more you love, the more energy fills your internal apothecary. So I feel like you're going to be feasting on life throughout the summer, loving something really well and really allowing yourself to revel in it, okay? No matter what happens, you know, there's value in it all. So I feel like you're going to be a free spirit. You're going to be dancing through life or reveling in something here. And we've got happy, happy. Look at her. She's pulling from the ethers. She's filling up her own personal apothecary with all that she loves and feels blessed by, and choosing to focus on that which uplifts her, making her inner child very happy. There's a little face on this card here, and she's sat on an egg, you know, and we are, all of us, sat on an egg of potential that's just waiting to hatch and flowing our consciousness in certain ways. And I feel like you're finding a real beautiful, colourful stream of consciousness this summer and really allowing yourself to be the passionate one. We've got mending here, which ties in with the grief. This happy, passionate fifth house energy is gonna really uplift your soul and give you that turnaround, that transformation. You're going to be escaping from some labyrinth of the mind that may have kept you sort of stuck in thought patterns, roaming the hallways of memory. Who knows how this resonates for you? But there's a key out and into the heavenly realms of the mind here. So you're unlocking yourself from this labyrinth, letting your heart lift you up and etherealize you so that you just feel like you're in heaven. They're telling me to show you the clouds and the endless infinity. And yeah, there's a lovely relaxed feeling here of you really living in your now moment and making the most of every now moment. And that's such a beautiful, transformative way of seeing life. So Ace of Pentacles, there's a lot of bounty here. Okay, so I feel like finding the bounty in your connections, in whatever format it's available in, finding things to appreciate in so many different levels and layers of your artistic soul is going to lead you to your perfect, you know, job or career or business. There's something here about you reveling in the bounty. And yeah, there is quite a sexual energy here, okay? Sexual energy is very, very, very powerful. So they're saying love in whatever way you feel pulled to love, you know? Follow the call of your higher self and let yourself revel in those fifth house energies here, okay? It's artistic, it's playful, it's creative. It's letting your inner cherubim still exist in your adult life and realizing you are a grown-up adult cherubim. You're still a sensual, loving creature. Every version of you that's ever existed comes along with you for the ride in your ship, in your personal vessel. So something really beautiful here. I feel like medicine woman or medicine man things are very important to you. Healing, balms, tinctures, you know, and investing in that is going to be something that really pays off for you. For one of you out there, okay, follow that healing heart, follow that beautiful, understanding, compassionate heart, and there's lots of lovely bounty here for you. So I hope you've liked this reading, my darling, and I'm sending you a big kiss. Lots of love. Mwah.